Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Gamingnight. We're going to be taking a look at Dice Forge, Rebellion, all the stuff and how it's organized, and going over the cards and stuff, what their effects are. So let's first go over, like I said, this is the Goddesses board, and the other is the Titans board. The board is divided into sections. So these basically are all the chits and stuff. I got them all organized. I'm not going to open this because it's just the chits. So the Goddess side, you're going to be using the left side stuff here. So these dice will get added to the dice according to the setup. And these will be your golem pieces that you'll be using. This guy decided to jump ship here. See, and then you have the celestial die here. And then the rest of the golem pieces are over here. And then the Titan side will use all these. And have this set up. And we'll also get these boards. This one's only is not for the Goddess board. So, and then of course these are the Goddess required ones that you have to put out. And then you have the actual moon and sun and moon cards. We're going to go over the moon cards, and we're going to start with the Goddess, and then we're going to go to the Titans. So now that I've gotten to figure this stuff out, this one will allow you to spend, like, so after you basically get a divine blessing or a minor blessing, you can spend 3 gold to re-roll to get a different result. But as a bonus, you'll get plus 1 victory point, or the 1 moon shard. So if you can have multiple copies of these, and you can keep you can spend 3 gold for each one of these that you use. To, if you don't like the result of that die, it could be a celestial die, or the regular dice, just as long as you don't like the results. And you just have to spend the 3 gold. But if you spend multiples of these, you don't get the re-roll results from the dice. You just get when you're done using these cards, you'll get the final result from the dice, whether you want it or not. But you will get but each card you do spend, you do get to choose between one victory point or 1 moon shard. So these are one of those you could save for when the effect happens, and you can decide when you want to apply it. This one's the companion. It's 2 victory points, and it costs 1 moon shard. Effect: you get to flip this card over and take a companion token and place it on the space on this side right here. So you're gonna start at the very bottom there, and then you take, and then and the effect, when you activate it. So each turn, every beginning of your turn, you're gonna activate it. You're gonna move the token 1 space forward, and once a token reaches the final space here, you can no longer use the effect. And at any time when the active player, you're the active player, you may choose to decide to gain the resource shown in the space occupied by the space. So once it moves there, it stops there. And then when you decide you get that, then you set the card aside and it's gone. So basically it's, if you have a really long, you can get it early on, you can hold off until you decide to spend it. So it basically just prevents, it basically gives you a chance to get some stuff. And then, of course, this one lets you roll the celestial die once. And that's all this does, and it gives you victory points. That's what that does. And this one is the Mists card. Basically, the player has at least gold in their reserve, including you. You lose 5 victory. They lose 5 victory points. but it doesn't count from the it doesn't count from the blacksmith scepter, and doesn't count. Then you gain 5 victory points lost by the affected player. If you have less than anyone else, this card has no effect. Now, if there's multiple people that are tied, all tied players lose it, and you get the victory points from it, from those players. So it's one of those, you buy it at the right time, it's really good. And it's, of course, worth 6 victory points. And then this one is Eternal Night. All other players lose 1 moon and 1 fire sun shard from their reserve, and you gain those resources. So, but they're at 0, you don't get anything. So if they can't lose any, you don't gain any. So that's what that does. Okay, hold on 1 second. And this is the blacksmith scepter. You need to basically, you'll flip this card over, like I said, and then on the appropriate spot, and then your hero's inventory, you take the scepter token and place it on the 0 space, and then from now on, each time you gain gold, you can add it to this inventory, the hero inventory in reserve as usual, or use it partially to advance this advance the scepter card. And you can also, anything that's on here can be spent as usual as well. But if the scepter token reaches or exceeds the 4th space of the scepter course, then you may reset it to 0 to spend it like 1 moon or 1 sun shard. Or if it reaches the top part, spend it to you reset it to 0 to get 2 moon shards, and then so basically you can only use this on your turn. So, but you can never add these to your reserves. So it's pretty neat. It's a good way to get some coinage. Then we got this one I thought was kind of weird. Hold on, I'm sneezing. Okay. This one you will basically have everyone, all players including you, roll both of their dice, and then you will pick a resource that's shown on the card. The moon, fire, gold, victory, golem, or any results except for there's certain results you can't choose, and then you will gain that resource that every one player has on their die. So basically you look at all the dice and you choose one and you get all of that from those players. They don't gain anything. This one is you may immediately forge the least expensive dice face that shows victory points on it. And if the sanctuary runs out of the dice faces that show victory points, then you cannot forge the dice. However, you still receive a minor blessing. So basically, you'll still get the minor blessing here, but you can't forge. So it's just a way to freely forge a victory point card on your token. And then the last one here, spend as much gold as you want from your hero reserve, and you receive 1 victory spent this way, and it's just once and done. So those are all the moon cards. We're now going to move on to the sun cards. This one is the Wood-Nymph. And gain 4 gold, then buy any die face from the sanctuary, spending its cost in gold, and forge it immediately. So basically, you get it right away. So that's what that one does. That's pretty neat. Get 4 gold. So basically, it gives you an opportunity to actually buy gold. And this one I can verify now that I have the rule book here. It's the tree. The effect, you gain 3 gold and 1 victory point. If you have 8 or more gold in your inventory reserve, and only in the reserve, you gain 2 victory points instead. So once you get 8 gold in your reserve or more, then you'll get continually getting 2 victory points, and you don't have to spend it. So it's basically just keep getting. So the more, it's as long as you keep having 8 gold in your reserve, when this card activates, you're going to get 2 victory points. Otherwise, you're just going to get the 1 victory point and then 3 gold. So it's a kind of nice way to constantly get money. And this was the other one I wasn't sure of. It's the Goldsmith. You gain 2 victory points for each different heroic feat card that you bought since the beginning of the game, including this heroic feat. So, and heroic feats are, let's go to like that. So that's kind of cool. So you just keep. And then I wasn't sure what this one was either. This one's the Abysmal Trident. It's spend all of the gold from your hero inventory reserve, but not from any other reserve, and forge a die face from the temple, sanctuary, or garden, and then on one of your dice for free. You can also do this if you have 0 money. But if you can die faces that can be acquired due to effects of the hero feat cards that are available for this game cannot be chosen with this card. So they can't be something that is acquired by cards. It's got to be something that actually physically costs physical gold. And then I wasn't sure about this one. It's the Eternal Fire. It says immediately take a full new turn as the active player. You're the only one to roll, though, dice to receive a divine blessing at the beginning of the turn. So you're the only one that's going to roll, so no one else is going to be able to roll, but you get 1 more roll. But then, of course, it's worth 10 victory points. And then this one here. What was this one? Oh. You basically get to upgrade one of your in fact, you can upgrade a die face or gain 2 victory points. So basically, if you have a level like a 2 gold, you can. So it's like, so you go from a level 1 to a level 2 and vice versa. So if you have like a level 4 of 4 gold on one of your dice, you can convert it to a level 5. And then level 6 goes to level 7, so 8 gold will immediately get the 12 gold. So it's just kind of, but of course, once you max out, you can't do that anymore. Then you're just gonna have to take the victory points. And then this one I wasn't sure. It says you may spend 3 gold to apply the effect of any die face that is currently face up, whether it's on your die or someone else's. So that's what that is. And then this one was gain 2 victory points for each die face that shows victory points on your dice. It says a note. It says in the book. It says a die face shows victory points if the symbol appears on it. So basically, so I guess every face on your dice you get to. Which is kind of nice. So that's what that one was. Yeah, that was kind of confusing. So, and then this one here. I'm glad I have the book with me. The left hand. All heroes, pawns that occupy an island are ousted, including you. All ousted players roll their dice, but only you apply the effects, as if you were receiving divine blessings, and resolve the divine blessings in turn order, starting with your own dice. So basically, it sounds like you get the results. So this is. That's kind of cool. So those are all the cards. I'm sorry, as I said, I had the book out, so I wanted to make sure I knew what everything was. So once again, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.